seem to choose the games they just played. Others say pandemic's number one. Will it ever change? Dice Tower People's Choice Top 100 Games.
Hey folks, Tom Vasel here. Welcome to the Keys in Florida, and we're talking about the best 100 board games and card games ever made. Well, according to you, or 2,000 of you. And we're talking about a lot of different games, and one of the things I always want to stress, and I don't know why I have to say this, but I should, is that where you are on this list, or where a game is on this list, doesn't matter that much. Okay, it matters. Being on the list itself is such an honor. I don't mean it like, oh, you should be honored, but what I mean is, if there's a game on this list, that game is worth at least checking out. You know, and whether the game's 80 or 40, you're not like, oh, no one likes that game anymore. No, the games that no one likes anymore didn't make this list. In fact, they wouldn't have even made the top 500. There are thousands and thousands of great games. There are tens of thousands of decent games. There are even more than that of bad games. The best of the best of the best of the best of the best are in this top 100. So let's get talking. We're going to finish off the first half today of this top 100, starting with number 60, and that is Concordia. Now, don't be fooled by the horrific box cover. This is the second year on the list. Last year was 64. It's actually gone up. Concordia has a neat aspect where it's kind of your typical, I'm placing down buildings, I'm doing things, but you have cards from your hand that you play, and these cards give you actions, and you can get better cards as the game goes by. And sometimes your actions will help other players. And it's that kind of, when's the best time to take something that helps me but helps other people more? That really works well for this game. Number 59, as this is the fourth, well actually it's been on the list all 6 years. 1 year it went up to 103, but it's actually dropped down now, and that is Betrayal at House on the Hill. And since they just released an expansion a week before we recorded this, I fully expect that it will still be on the list next year. Betrayal at House on the Hill is really not that good of a game. I don't mean that that's not a good game. It's a very fun game, but what I mean is the mechanisms are kind of weak. There's a lot of dice rolling. There's a lot of randomness involved in the game, and yet it's fun because they threw in every horror movie cliche that you can think of is in this game, and it's done in a fun way. It's silly, entertaining fun, and a lot of people still enjoy it. You're looking for a game to play at Halloween? That's the one. Where are we now? We are at number 58, Smash Up. Fourth year on the list. There's now, I think, 20, 30 factions that you can smash up together. All of them are entertaining and fun ones to put together. They even have a Munchkin version of the game. A lot of fun. AEG has kind of a cash cow in their hands with this thing because people just keep buying it. And I think for good reason. Smash Up made my top 100. It's an excellent game. Then we have Twilight Imperium 3. It's been on the list all 6 years. It's not just Sam Healy who likes this game. I like it too. But it's not just that one thing. I mean, it's a big space epic. It's epic. It's a huge game. It's fantastic. It's fun. There's a lot going on involved with it. And I highly, highly recommend it. That's Twilight Imperium 3rd edition. Number 56 is Seasons. This is fourth year it's been on the list. Now, Seasons, I think, is a game, maybe you watch this, you're like, I never even heard of this game, but you should check it out because Seasons mixes drafting, if you play with the full rules, which you should. It has a little bit of Magic the Gathering. It has a really cute but fun, cool, magical theme, and it also scales really well. And it has really cool, chunky dice. It really has a lot of good things in one game, and I definitely recommend it. Number 55 is Battlestar Galactica. 6 years on the list, started at 13. Now, I think Battlestar Galactica is falling a little bit because, one, the popularity of the TV show isn't so strong as it was when the game first came out. I think, two, there's a lot of games that do what Battlestar Galactica does, where they have some sort of trader in the game. You know, Dark Moon and other games are coming out, so it has more competition. But it's still high on the list. Even if you've never seen the show, you will probably like the game, Battlestar Galactica. Number 54 is new to the list, although it came out last year, but I guess more and more people are playing it, and that's Mysterium. Now, I've said that Deception Murder in Hong Kong is a Mysterium killer, but Mysterium has the benefit of that gorgeous artwork. And it's a cooperative game. One person is trying to get other people to guess who a murderer is by giving them dreams and weird things and pictures. It uses those Dixit-style cards, and it comes together in a really cool way. Number 53, new to the list, but not even remotely a new game. The game's over 5 years old, and that's Mission Red Planet. So why is it on the list? Because they finally came out with a second edition of this game, and you guys finally get to see what I've been raving about for a long time. A worker placement game, a card playing game. This game is really fun and entertaining, and I'm glad to see you guys have validated me talking about it for so long. Number 52 is Ticket to Ride Europe. Now, Ticket to Ride is very popular, but Ticket to Ride Europe is almost as popular. And it's been on the list for 6 years. It takes the Ticket to Ride thing and puts it into the European setting. It makes the game easier. It's one of the easiest ones to teach new players. And number 51, Shadows over Camelot. Still boggles my mind that this game, with all the new cooperative games that have come out, this one is still really high on the list. The King Arthur and his Knights theme helps. The Days of Wonder, gorgeous production. But it's a cooperative game that takes up to 8 people. Introduced the idea of having a trader in it. Highly recommend it. If you've never gotten a copy of this, you definitely should. All right, folks, that's 10 more games. We are now halfway through the list. 50 more fantastic games coming your way. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching The Dice Tower.
Thanks for watching. To see the rest of the top 100 lists, check out our website at dicetower.com, where you can also find The Dice Tower, the premier podcast about board games. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching
Dice Tower, People's Choice Top 100 Games.